Hey, hey, ho, ho, wonderful humans. Yeah, that was pretty abrupt. The whole point of that countdown was to be less abrupt, and I don't think it worked for either one of us. Um,
I was dancing, it was fine.
you get lost in the tune. Welcome to Board Game Dads, folks. My name is Anthony. I am here with a very special guest, the one and only Ambie Valdés. Ambie, welcome back to the channel.
Hello, thanks. Yeah, I've been on here once before,
Uh,
right?
you've been
Well,
on the channel once before, but you and I have
we've done other stuff.
collaborated with
Yeah.
some Dice Tower stuff a couple
Mhm.
times too, and yeah, so you're up there on the collabs are up there. You're going to be approaching double digits soon. But this is very exciting for me, folks, not only to have Ambie on, but because this is a new series that we're doing here on the channel called
Mhm.
Designer Debut, where the idea is to focus on rookie first time game designers, or in this case, a little bit of board game adjacency with Ambie's book that we're going to talk about.
Mhm.
But essentially, we're here to talk about the creative process and what it's like for someone to kind of break through and do one of these things for the first time. So, Ambie, your project here, your debut is as an
Mhm.
author
Mhm.
for a children's book called Board Game Day.
Yep.
Recently, well, actually, just last night, finished up on Kickstarter, right?
Yep.
So, congrats on that. Did
Thank you.
really, really well,
Mhm.
and we're really excited. So, tell us a little bit about the book, the conception, how it started, and the travels through Kickstarter and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I liked board games. I mean, I like board games a lot, and I have toddlers now, toddler twins. So I liked board games before they were born, and I introduced them to some board games. And I also liked making song parodies and lyrics and stuff, rhymes. So I've been good at making rhymes before. But then after I got twins, I started like making rhymes for them and little songs for them. So one of those songs became what is now Board Game Day, the book. I think first it started out as just like a little rhyme because I was like, oh, I'm gonna write you this rhyme about Board Game Day, and like, yeah, we're gonna have Board Game Day, and then I was like, oh, this could be a book. So now it is. Well, soon. It hasn't been printed yet.
No, but you're still you're officially an author now, so
Yes.
there's that. So I have an author on my channel. That's right.
Well, they
So
call designers authors in Europe, right? I think.
I don't know. That would be an
I don't
excellent
know.
question for Dan
I feel
Hughes.
like I've
Maybe
seen that. Maybe it's just Germany or something. I don't know. I feel like I've heard them called authors somewhere.
it sounds about right.
Maybe it's maybe in Japan. That's not Europe. I'm not sure.
No, no, it is not. And I doubt anybody in Japan is watching this right now. Although, if you are on the East Coast, thanks for staying up kind of late. And if you're on the West
Mhm.
Coast like Ambie, congratulations, because it's getting a little bit darker now, a little bit sooner, just a little bit.
Mhm.
Anyway, so what was the first iteration then? Like, what's the first rhyme? Do you remember what the first first rhyme that you made for this particular story was?
For this,
Yeah,
like the
like when
first
you were
one.
doing it with the kids.
I'm not sure. It might have just been the first line of the book, like "Let's prepare for board game day." Wait, now I've blinked out on how I have this book memorized. And think of all the games we'll play. Yeah.
There you go.
And then I think I might have. So the way the structure works is it rhymes day play, and then there's two lines that just rhyme with each other, just a couplet, and then
Mhm.
back to rhyming with a again, and then board game day at the end. And so there's like that's the verse. So like the first one is let's prepare for board game day. Think of all the games we'll play. We'll have lots and lots of fun playing games with everyone. All our friends are on their way to meet us here for board game day. Um, so
There you go.
I
Good
think
job.
like the couplets might have been last. So yeah, I don't remember like the order I did it, but it was actually pretty quick. Like the draft that I did ended up being like I finished it within a day. And then like some
Okay,
some
awesome.
wording
Wow.
changed a little bit in the final part because like some of it was a little awkward, and then I was like, okay, wait, this is better. But I was reading it. I remember reading it to them out loud, and they liked it. So I was like, oh, okay, this is good.
Well, look, I mean, that's the best, marketing feedback you can get right there, right from the source.
Yeah. Yeah, I play
And so
test
what was
my songs with
yeah,
them too.
there you go. So then what did you envision, then, once the words were pretty much solid in terms of the artwork? Did you have a specific style in mind? Did you do any, like, doodling yourself?
Um, yeah, so at first I was just gonna make it for them. So I was thinking, "Oh, maybe I can just have photos of them playing games and then, like, print it out into a book." And then but then I started thinking, like, that other people it was generic enough that other people might want a book like it.
Mhm.
So then I was like, "Oh, maybe if I make it into an actual book, like, maybe I could draw pictures for it," and the I quickly turned into someone else because I was, like, thinking about it, like, maybe I could, but I don't have the time to actually, I'm not a professional artist. So, like, I can kind of draw if I have the time to, like, it redo it over and over again, but
Right, right, right.
yeah, that would have taken many years, so I wanted it to be done while my kids were still toddlers. So, um yeah, so I decided to hire an illustrator and, so I was thinking first, like, I like cute art. So, first I was thinking like a board game artist, so, like, the artist from Root or, like, the artist from some children's games that have, like,
Mhm, mhm.
the cute little, like, animal
Yeah,
creatures or,
animal,
like,
woodland creature things.
fantastical
Yeah.
or, like, sometimes there's, like, fantasy children running around or something. Like, Quest Kids or something. So I was looking at the artists for different children's games because I like a lot of the children's games art. And then I realized, I don't remember if it was me or my husband who remembered, but like, oh wait, board games and like cartoonish art, like semi co-op, they that would be perfect because they play board games. So they've done a lot of drawings of people playing board games,
Yeah.
and I like their art style. So I was looking at Rachel's portfolio online, and so she had some cute little animals of, baby announcements that she had made for people.
Oh,
It
okay.
was like a little lion and stuff. I was like, "Oh, that's cute." So I was like, "Oh, it could be like that kind of style." And yeah, so I messaged her, emailed her, and she was interested. So that
That's
it
awesome.
all
No, yeah,
yeah.
it's a great look. It's a great,
Mhm.
aesthetic. Where were there particular animals? Did you pick them purposely? Is there a story behind the animals that are in the book?
Mhm. Yeah, so I wanted the main characters to be twins, but, the reason I did animals is because I didn't want it to be obvious that they were twins so that other people could pretend it's, like, them and the sibling or something,
Okay, yeah,
because yeah, so because, like, the story is written like, it's us, right? So it's whoever's reading it can
right.
pretend it's them. So, yeah, and then I picked pandas because my kids like pandas and I like pandas. I think they're cute. And there aren't as many books with pandas as the main character. So
Yeah,
or that at
that's
least
fair.
that I know of. I don't I've found more since then,
Do
but
well, right, it's like, yeah, I never saw it, and then you start to notice it all the time.
yeah.
Um, do your kids have favorite books, at this point yet?
Well, we have so many books, I don't know if they have a favorite. So, because
I
we go
mean,
to the
like, I know
library
my
every
son
week.
had, like, a kick on, like, something, but it'll be for, like, a week, and then it just disappears, and
Yeah.
there's, like, something else.
Yeah. And I mean, we go to the library every week and get new books, like 10 or so new
Okay,
books
that's cool.
every time we go, so sometimes they check out similar books, so one of them really likes books with, like, diggers and construction stuff, dump trucks, so there's one, like, counting book that he likes a lot that has, construction trucks. And then my other one, really likes marching bands.
Oh, cool.
So, I've been trying to find him books with marching bands in it. There's one called, like, Christmas Parade that has a marching band, and
Okay.
so he likes any of the books with marching bands in
There
them
probably
or
aren't as many
skeletons.
as many as there are of
Ye
construction books, I would imagine.
Yeah, yeah, like, the marching bands I
Mhm.
have to actually look up. I used the catalog search in the library and, like, I'm, like, specifically looking, whereas construction books, I just, like, look in the kids area and, like,
Right.
there's one.
Interesting. Man, maybe that could be a future project for you. Fill in that gap of marching band children's books.
I don't know as much about marching bands as I do about board games. So.
Or are there any board games about marching bands or like parades?
I don't know. Well,
That might be
I know
interesting.
there's a card game called Parade, but I don't know if it's about a marching
Hmm,
band parade.
hmm. Let us know, folks, if you have any insight into this. So you got the pandas. All right. What
Mhm.
about the octopus?
That was actually Rachel's. So
Okay.
I gave her a list of animals that my kids like. So there was lion, turtle, cat, bird, dog. I don't remember what else. But yeah, she had a lot of mock-ups of really cute animals, and it was really hard to pick. But she added the octopus because she said that was like fun, and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool because it has like the tentacles for playing board games. It's like, ooh,
Yeah,
that would be fun.
it's definitely a good skill set to have
Yeah.
as a board gamer to have multiple arms for sure.
Uh-huh, and we were thinking it would be good because then we had chosen, I think, the cat and the bird already. So there's,
Hmm.
like, the land and the air, and then the octopus is a sea one, so
Oh, there you go. I never even thought about it that way,
Mhm,
but that makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Huh.
But I liked the other ones too. She had, like, this cute turtle and a cute lion. I figured we already have the cat, so we don't need a lion too.
Yeah, that's just a big
Mm,
cat, right?
yeah.
And here you are with your kids. I mean,
Yeah.
this is great. This is great. Now, is this from are these facial expressions from, like, a real photograph, I'm assuming?
Uh, I think she just made them up. I'm not sure.
Okay, okay. I could see it being real.
Yeah. Well, actually, one of them does smile. I'm not sure which one's which in the picture. I think we so
Well, that was gonna be my next question, so, let me move on to something else. No, just
I
kidding.
think we like, in our minds, we have an idea, but, like
Yeah. So, you've always as you said, you've been very you're a very musical person, right, in
Mhm.
general. It'd be fair to describe you as that. So, when you were younger, is this something that you experienced with that as a hobby at all? Were you musical? Did you play instruments? Did you like to sing as a kid?
Yeah, I liked singing. I played a lot of the instruments. I mean, I did more, like, breadth than depth. So, like, I played piano for a couple of years. I played flute. Flute was probably one that I played more because I played it in elementary and middle school, but then quit. Uh, I played I learned guitar on my own in high school. I played handbells. That one was from middle school through high school. And then I liked singing. I didn't like choir though, but I liked singing.
Hmm,
And then in college, I joined an a cappella group, and I liked that more. So I think it's just like because choir is just so big. So I
okay.
like the smaller group because acapella is a smaller group, handbells was a small group. So, yeah, choir was just too big. Um, but yeah, I've played a lot of, like, random instruments, but never really, like, mastered any of them, I guess. More cowbell. I don't think
There
I've
you
ever
go.
played cowbell. Yeah.
I bet you've probably have
Maybe I've, like, yeah, hit
by
it.
accident or, like, just in a classroom somewhere, you probably just picked one
Yeah,
up.
probably, but not, like, seriously.
The
Serious
world's
cowbell player.
the world's most famous cowbell player. Crystal's here too. Hi,
Hi.
Crystal. So that's Ambie, the musical, coming soon to the next Kickstarter. Uh, but no, joking aside, though, what there has to be another idea or two up there, right? So what else do you have churning around? Are you going to do a follow up to Board Game Day? Are you going to do something a little bit different? Another book? Another?
So I have more book ideas.
Mhm.
I actually have an ABCs written. So actually, before Board Game Day, I had written an ABCs. I think this is actually what started my idea of making a children's book in general, because before that, I'd never even thought about making children's books. But I had made there was a scavenger hunt at the 2020 virtual BGG convention. I think it was 2020. But Nona Plays Games. Nona hosted a scavenger hunt, and one of the tasks in there. You do a bunch of different tasks that like you run around your home and take pictures and stuff. One of the tasks is making an ABCs of board games using pictures from your collection.
Oh,
So
cool.
like the task is just like you can take pictures of your collection with all the letters in it. But I ended up because I was reading like these ABC books to my kids at the time, and one of the ones I had was ABCs of RPGs. Um, so it's like A is for adventure, may you always be on one. So like I had been reading that. So then
Okay.
I ended up making A is for Arkwright. Um, let's build a factory. B is for BattleCon. It's just you versus me. And so like I did that with all of the ABCs in my collection, and I actually printed out and laminated a little book for my kids and read it to them. It has been destroyed, but yeah, they liked it. But I mean, that wasn't. I was like, this this is not like very mass appeal because it's like my specific collection.
Right.
But I was like, oh, but if I like do write something for more general in the future, like maybe I could make a book. And so that was what first put that in my mind. And so
Okay.
I have now written a more general ABCs of board games. It's not specific board game names. It's like
Got it.
in general board game terms.
Cool.
Um, so that might be one. I don't know, like it would be cool to make more in the board game day. I don't like if it could be a series or like the board game day universe or thing characters or something. I don't know how that works because they're the characters aren't named. So I notice a
Right.
lot of the series of children's books, it's like a main character that has a name and then that's the name of the series.
Right. Right.
So like Pete the Cat or Llama Llama or I don't know, even Brown Bear, like the name's Brown Bear.
Right.
Um, but, uh, but yeah, so I don't know if it would be like an official series or just like a in the
Well, I
same
mean,
universe type thing.
it could be the same universe. I'm
Like
thinking
the
a lot of
ABCs of board games, a board game day book.
yeah, maybe.
Expansion, standalone expansion for
But there's so many kids books that are based on, learning things like moral lessons and how to like do stuff, how to
Mhm.
share and social cues and things like
Yeah,
that.
I was
You
thinking there
know,
could be
you
some
can
story about,
definitely make
like
that
yeah, like someone loses at a game and then or like
exactly.
but then they still have fun or something like that, but
Exactly. No, how to be a good winner and
mhm,
a good loser, how
mhm.
to talk to people who are learning something, just how to include people. Yeah, your possibilities are endless.
Yeah, but I might need to start having names or at
Yeah.
least, like, the animal names, like cat was playing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's always a good way to
I'm not
start.
very good at naming things, so
Well, if you start that way, you're good to go, and then
yeah,
if you come up with something, you can put it in. You can't name one of these animals and then take their name away from them, so it's
yeah.
better to start very basic. Um, so in that same sort of, vein in the universe, there are in the book, some very real board game, illustrations that are on the shelves
Mhm.
and the kids are playing that characters are playing rather. How did you decide on that, and were there some that you were just, like, told Rachel, "Do whatever you want," kinda deal, or did you have, like, a specific list? Were there some that you wanted to use that you weren't allowed to use for some reason, or
Mhm. So, at first, we were thinking, like, we would just have fake board games there, but then,
right?
we like, I wanted to use Rhino Hero for the stacking one
Right.
because, for the text for that, it was, like, stack things up until they fall, so I was like, "Oh, maybe Rhino Hero would work for that." And so that was, like, the only one where it had a specific game in mind for the illustration, and
Okay.
then the other games are mostly, like, on the shelves. But yeah, so since we wanted to use Rhino Hero, we decided to, like, ask Haba for permission, and then after that, we were like, "Oh, maybe we could, like, ask other publishers for permission," and then Rachel also thought of having publishers sponsor it, so she, like, drafted up a sponsorship package thing. So we basically messaged a bunch of publishers of children's games that I knew of, and then of the games that I have, because I wanted some of the games that are on my shelves because my kids know them.
Right, of course.
So, like Go Away Monster is one that they like, and they like a lot of the Haba games. Um, also, they like Outfoxed. I think we're having that on there. But yeah, some of the publishers didn't give us permission, so we couldn't use those. But we did get permissions from a lot of publishers, so
Yeah,
that's
well, enough to
exciting.
make it look awesome in the book for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
So Crystal did stop by to say hello, and I do want to talk also about other things that you're involved with. One of them is your podcast that you do co-host
Mhm.
with Crystal called Board Game Blitz.
Mhm.
I'd like to hear a little more about how you guys first met and what made you decide to take the leap into making that as a as a thing.
So we met on Reddit. The Reddit has a subreddit called Our Board Games. So Reddit is a website forum discussion thing, but basically that was in 2015, 16. I don't know. So Board Game was started 6 years ago, right? I think we just had our 6.5 years ago. So it would have been 7 years ago that we met, I think. or over that. I don't know. Anyway, but we met on Reddit, and it was a thread saying like what's missing from board game podcasts, and one of the comments was like women in board game, like women as hosts, because there weren't any
Right.
with only women as hosts. And so Crystal and Cassidy, who is a former co-host of Board Game Blitz, and we all just commented in the same thread being like, "Oh, I'm a woman. I like board games. I could do that." And then so we like messaged each other and then messaged each other on Facebook, and it took us like 9 months to actually start. So we had talked about it, we had made up some plans and stuff, and then I'm I went to Vegas with my friends and like met Crystal for a brunch in person for a little bit. And then we didn't meet Cassidy in person until a year into podcasting.
Oh wow.
But Cassidy had just given birth to a baby, or she was pregnant when we met, and then like she gave birth to a baby, and then we waited until like she was ready after that to start recording. And yeah, so then we started it. And like the name, I think my husband actually came up with the name because we were thinking of names. I couldn't think of it. And then my husband was like saying, I think he just came up with Board Game Blitz once. I was like, oh, that works well. Cause I was also thinking of making uh, more like concise instructional videos. Oh, cause yeah, we're a 30-minute podcast. Cause that was
Right.
another thing that was missing is
Hmm.
all the podcasts were like hours long. But yeah, so we had decided to do 30 minutes, and then I was also thinking of making concise instructional videos. So I was like, "Oh, that could go together and be the Board Game Blitz." And then when I when I told Crystal and Cassidy about the name, Crystal was like, "Oh, we have to do Ballroom Blitz." And so, yeah, so that kind of like came with coming up with the name.
Yep.
We decided to do the song parody of Ballroom Blitz, which wasn't. We didn't actually like finish that until our first anniversary, I think. Like, then we made a music video for it and stuff, but yeah, that's that's
Wow.
how our podcast came about
And
because of
I'm glad
Ballroom
it's
Blitz.
there. Yeah. Well, hey, there you go. You know, inspiration strikes in crazy places sometimes. That's a great background story. And then what
Mhm.
made you kind of take the leap into doing like other content? Like what made you pull the trigger and do like your first song parody or your first video or something like that?
Well, my first song parody was actually before Board Game Blitz,
Oh,
a
okay.
couple years before that. So I had already been doing song parodies for like 2 years. I was publishing them every 2 weeks, I think, for like 2 years, and then I ran out of songs. But so when I was growing up, I used to make song parodies too. Like in high school, I made some for fun. In college, I made a bunch for fun, and then I missed making them after college. And then so like I had made a couple for my jobs, like just for fun, but like
Mhm.
about my jobs. and and then I was like bored at work one time because that's when inspiration strikes, and I wanted to make a song parody about board games because that's like what I was into at the time. And so I decided I made one about Android Netrunner because I was super into Android Netrunner at the time. And so like I made one. I'll make a run on HQ for I'll make a man out of you, and then um, I posted it on Reddit, I think, and someone gave me the idea of doing another one for Let It Go, and so I did that, and then like people subscribed to me on YouTube, and I was like, oh, someone subscribed to me, like I have to keep doing this. So, so like, yeah, because I got a subscriber, I I just started publishing a new song parody every 2 weeks.
Oh, there
And
you
it wasn't like videos at first, it was just audio with lyrics written there, and, um, I didn't actually show my face on camera for, like, 2 years or something, maybe 1.5 years or something, and it was very awkward.
Mhm.
And, yeah, and then so I was well, I mean, Board Game Blitz, it was like the first time really showing up on camera, like actually talking and stuff,
Right.
other than like one update I had posted on my song parody channel. And yeah, so then I started making the instructional videos there. And then I started making music videos on, well, I think I had made one music video. I think Do You Want to Play a Board Game was before. And I had made like another music video without me in it. But I really started making more music videos after I got new editing software because I used to use Windows Movie Maker, which sucks. Uh, I don't know if for people who know editing, like you want multiple tracks to edit because you want to have like video and audio and then like multiple video if you want to cut between different videos
Mhm.
because you want to just sync it up and then be able to cut between different videos. But Windows Movie Maker only has one video track. So if you have multiple clips, you're going to have to like sync each little snippet, which is really hard. So it took forever for me to do these music videos. But then after I got Adobe Premiere Elements, then I was like, "Oh my gosh, I could do like multiple tracks. It's so much easier to do this." So, yeah, then I started making, I think that's when I made my Let It Grow music video was like the first one after that because then I was like, "Oh, and I can do," or that was like the first magical one because then I figured out all these other editing tricks that I could do, like,
Yeah,
oh, because it
special
could do
effects.
cropping and stuff because Windows Movie Maker couldn't do that because it didn't have multiple tracks. There's no, like, cropping over another one, and so I was like,
Right,
"Ooh,
right.
if I could do this, maybe I could do this." Like, so just using simple things that I figured out and then seeing if it worked, and it did, and then just playing around, so that's now, but since doing music videos, like, I've kind of run out. I had already been slowing down on making the song parodies, and then making a music video makes it take longer, so
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
yeah.
But that's okay, that makes the ones that come out that much more epic, and you've had
Yeah.
some amazing, people collaborate with you and
Mhm.
guest on
Yeah,
some
that's
of these
fun.
too, which is really, really fun. Alright, so we're getting near the end here. A couple more
Mm,
questions about the Kickstarter, and then I have a little bit of a surprise
mm.
for you.
Oh.
What was there something about running the Kickstarter that you did not expect, like something you never thought was gonna be a thing?
Mm, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think if there's anything that surprised me a lot, but
Yeah.
I actually talked to a lot of people beforehand, so, you had Dan Hughes on here a couple weeks ago. I talked to him. When I first actually thought, like, the moment it entered my mind of making it into a book to, like, an actual book for other people too, I talked to Dan Hughes. I was like, "When did you, like, think of actually making Corcus into a game?" And, like, then I asked him about Kickstarter and stuff. So and then I also, talked to some other people about Kickstarter, and, I think yeah, so I
You did your
did a lot
homework.
of research on it beforehand. So, I don't know if there was anything specific that surprised me.
Well,
Yeah.
James has a suggestion for you here.
So we should do PGB intro every episode. Uh,
Hey,
it
you got the content there. You have 2 endless streams of content with
yes.
those 2, so
The
you win.
their episodes take a bit longer to edit usually.
So, on that same kinda track, how is it being a mom of twins?
Uh, it's tough. They're eh it's a lot of work, very tiring,
Mhm.
but I've kept them, like, pretty scheduled and
Right.
routine, so that helps a lot with
Definitely.
them. So, like, they've been good sleepers, which is very good, although they don't nap anymore. They haven't napped for, like, since they turned 2, basically,
Oh, okay.
and they're almost
Wow, that's
3.
pretty early to lose the nap, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so I was very sad about that
Huh.
because it was
Yep.
more tiring,
You
but
should be.
then but they've slept well all the time at night,
Okay.
so, like, I get they go to sleep at 7 PM, and so I get, like, from 7 to 10 PM to myself, and, like, we've been able to schedule game nights, once a week because we have friends come over after
Awesome.
7, and then we can play games, so that's nice that they sleep well, but during the day, especially now with toddlers, they're running around a lot, and, they do sometimes play with each other, but sometimes they also, like, uh, don't want like they
Yeah.
take things from each other and stuff or fight. So it can get exhausting, but it's getting good, I think.
Ryan has a good point. Ryan is no stranger to this either.
Mhm.
Early bedtime is a good trade-off for no nap. I agree. So our
Yeah.
plan here is AJ is 3 and change, and his nap is really hit or miss. Like I said, we were just on vacation, so forget about that. Was just totally off. But I feel like once the season changes and it gets a little bit darker earlier, we might be able to make that sacrifice to lose the
Mhm.
nap. Plus, he'll be going to school in September,
Mhm.
so I know they have like a little bit of a rest time there. I don't think it's. I doubt he's going to fall asleep. But
Mm.
yeah, I would take an earlier bedtime for sure.
Yeah, but before they lost the nap, they were going to bed at the same time, so I was like, What just happened to that sleep?" It
Mhm,
just
mhm.
disappeared.
Yeah, it's like daylight savings all over again. It's just like you could start school soon. Are you kids
They
in a preschool program?
they actually just started preschool on Monday. So, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you posted a picture about that.
Mhm. Yeah,
Awesome.
so they I'm doing a co-op school, so I help out
Oh,
once a
okay.
week,
Cool.
but I've actually been staying at school so far because one of them does not like it.
Mm,
I think the other one would be fine if I left, but, like, one of them would not be fine if I left. Uh, so I'm trying to get him used to, like, actually being comfortable with the teachers.
sure. Oh, yeah.
'Cause, yeah,
That's
the other one's getting
ideal.
more comfortable the other one's pretty comfortable with the teachers now, I think, so he, like, will go with them and do stuff, but, like, yeah.
Oh, the other one will probably follow suit at some
Yeah,
point then
soon,
for that.
soon,
I hope.
hopefully. But yeah, I've talked to other people there, and they said, yeah, like there was actually another parent of twins. Hers are a year older, so she said that like last year
Oh, man.
she stayed with them for 2 weeks, and then
Wow.
and then they weren't fine with her leaving until 6 weeks. So I guess they just like cried all the time until 6 weeks, even though
Oof.
yeah. So and then one of the teachers there said that her oldest, it was a month she stayed with him or something, and I was like, "Oh my
Wow.
gosh, I don't" but I don't have a day job, so, like, I've been a stay-at-home mom, so, like, I can stay with them
Right.
until they need it. I've been trying to, like, stay aloof while I'm there
Sure,
so
sure.
that they try to do their own things.
Yeah, we had oddly the opposite problem when my son
Mhm.
first started at his school. He didn't wanna come home. So he's kicking and screaming at pickup time and not drop off.
Uh,
That didn't last too long, but he's he'll be going in September for more days than he did last year, so and
mhm.
for a longer period of the day too. So I'm hoping that that evens things out a little bit over here. Alright.
Yeah.
So that being said, this guy is getting a little bit tired, so I'm gonna
Oh,
wrap
yeah.
things up.
It's late.
But before that, I do have a little bit of trivia for you.
Uh-oh.
Alright, so yeah, well,
I'm so
I
bad
did
at
it to
trivia.
Dan, so I have to
Yeah,
do
I
it
know, I
to you
saw that.
too. I mean, no, listen, now you're a big Disney fan, so
Mhm.
this is the route that we're going here. Now,
Okay.
in the spirit of the designer debut, we're talking about some Disney firsts, okay? So all the, Disney questions here are gonna be about something that was the first thing. Make
Ooh,
sense?
okay.
Alright. Alright, first question is, I think, an easy one. What
Uh-oh.
was the first Disney animated feature film to be released in
Snow
theaters?
White and the 7 Dwarfs.
That is correct. See? Got this. You got this. Alright, next up, what is the first Disney Pixar film to be released?
Toy Story?
I'm sorry, it's Toy Story 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait,
Toy Story, of
what?
course.
I was like, what? I
Alright,
think Toy Story.
which park opened first? Disneyland or Disney World?
Disneyland.
That is correct. And you have been there how many times?
In my life?
Mhm.
Um, well, I'm not sure. I didn't actually go much as a kid, even though I live, like, 10 minutes away. But
This is not a
So
trivia question,
okay,
by the way.
so
I don't
I
know how
don't
many
actually
times you've
know.
been
Yeah,
there.
neither do I think. Well, I know I went in high school, and then I went, like, a couple times after like, maybe I went, like, a couple times after college because with my coworkers because they worked there. I went with people that work there to get in for free, so, like, not as many times as I would like. So, probably under 10,
Okay,
maybe,
well,
like, 5 or something, I don't know.
you have plenty of time to catch up and
But
get
but
to
I'm gonna
the
go again next month, so actually, maybe I have gone around 10, I don't know.
I've never been to Disneyland. Disney World 3 times, but never on the West Coast.
Yeah, I've been to Disney World, I think 3 times now, 'cause I went with, when I went to Dice Tower Con,
Oh, right, 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 right.
which is probably not the best time to go because it's July.
Yeah, yeah. Did you notice a difference? Do you like one over the other, or is it kind of the same thing?
Disney World is more spread out, so it's more like of a vacation if you have, like, a week to go, you wanna go there,
Okay.
but Disneyland, I think, is more of like a more of a best of, like, the rides that I went to that are on both, I
Hmm.
think the Disneyland ride is generally better, especially, like, Pirates, I think Space Mountain was better too, and, uh, Disney World has some rides that Disneyland doesn't have, though, maybe vice versa too. Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
because I think Disneyland has, like, the Indiana Jones one. I don't know if it still does, but anyway, uh, but yeah, I think, like, Disneyland is more, like, compressed.
Okay.
Also, the acting was better at Disneyland, so, like, the shows, I think were better.
That's that West Coast talent. Can't
Yeah.
compete with that.
Yeah.
Alright, alright. Now we get a little bit harder, I think.
Mm.
First Disney movie to go to home video.
Ooh, I don't know that. Home video. I don't know.
I'll give you a couple of choices here.
Okay.
Alright? It is Aladdin, or is it Peter Pan, or is it Dumbo, or is it Cinderella?
So, like, all of them have home videos now, but I don't know if that's, like, the later version, right? So, I don't
Yeah,
know
there's,
when
like,
home video
Default
happened.
and yeah. No,
Yeah.
this is yeah.
Hmm. Was it can't have been no. It it is not Al it's probably not Aladdin, I think, because that seems too late. So, mm, so I feel like it would have been one of the later ones, so not like the earliest one of that, and then, like, the early ones got done later. So, maybe Peter Pan? I don't know.
It is Dumbo, actually.
Dumbo. Oh, so it's an earlier one, okay.
And by the way, I totally made up those other 3 choices on the fly because I only have the answers here.
Okay.
Get a little obscure here now. The first Disney princess to wear pants, not a dress.
Hmm. I'm going through to see if any of them wore pants before. Did not I don't
And this
think
is, like, pretty much how she dresses for most of the movie. It's not like
yeah, I'm trying to think if
someone
there's any
busted
before
out with pants.
Mulan, but, um, I don't think I think it's Mulan. Oh, shoot. No, I saw in the chat. It's not Mulan. I forgot about yeah, Jasmine.
Jasmine, Jasmine. Yep, yep. Alright. First character with a tattoo.
Who has a tattoo? First character. So it's gonna be like a pirate person and an old one, huh?
Mm,
I don't know.
first
Or
princess to have a tattoo.
oh, princess? Okay. Okay, what
In
princess
the
has a
general
tattoo?
broad princess term, that's it's a weird
Okay.
phrase overall, but
First, like, main character then to
yeah,
have a
yeah,
tattoo,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, exactly.
Um, I can't even think of anyone who has a tattoo right now. Uh, does I'm trying to think of the newer ones. but I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm?
I don't know what you're talking about,
What's Don
Ryan's.
Knotts in the Apple? I don't know what that is either. Does
Oh boy. So
does the person?
it's a
Shoot, what's her name? Ki shoot. Kita? Ki Oh my gosh. I don't know her name. Uh,
yeah. Thanks, Ryan. I don't think I really want to know what that is.
I don't remember her name, but the girl in Atlantis, I think.
Pocahontas.
Oh, shoot, Pocahontas was that before? Yeah, that was before Atlantis, wasn't it? Yes, Pocahontas does. Oh, okay, that is a tattoo, isn't it?
It could be a birthmark, but I think it's a tattoo. All right, couple
I
more
was
here.
thinking the
Who were you thinking about?
in Atlantis, there's the girl, she has white hair and like glowing tattoos all over her, I think. Um, she's like magical.
Hmm,
But yeah, I think Atlantis is after Pocahontas.
all right, next up. First character to fart.
I know Pumbaa farts, but I don't know. He's probably not the first because that's a later movie. First character to fart on screen, not like implied fart.
Oh,
It's
first animated character to fart off screen.
yeah, like they probably farted in their life. Um,
Stick with your gut instinct on this one.
Pumbaa.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh
Really,
man.
no one farted before him? Huh.
Listen, I can't vouch for any of these answers. You know, I scour the internet and anything that came up that sounded halfway right, I picked. But yeah, that sounds good. All right. First Disney movie to be adapted for Broadway.
Mm, Beauty and the Beast?
That's correct.
Okay. I know because
And it
Beauty
was
and the Beast and
magical.
Lion King have, and Beauty and the Beast was earlier, but then I didn't know if other ones had.
All right. Let's see. I think I have two more or one more. Two more. First Disney animated film to be rated PG.
I don't know the ratings of any of them. I assume the other ones were G.
Well,
um,
yes, they were. Of the
Green,
animated movies. I'm not talking about like,
yeah,
current Marvel
yeah,
stuff or
yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I don't even know. I wonder, was PG like a new thing? I
Mm,
wonder.
no, I don't think so. I think it had a little bit to do with just like the theme and the
Huh.
character. This one a little scarier than usual, I guess.
Because I don't know, the old ones seem so scary in general. But
I'll give you a hint. This
let's see.
one, I think, in the most recent villainous expansion, I think was in there. This one, or it might have been the one before
I
that.
don't know the I don't know the villainous expansion.
You
I
know,
they Now I regret not paying attention to that. Um, yeah, I don't know what's in the most recent villainous expansion, but I'll just say, well, it's probably not a one without a villain. Okay. No, well, that was in the first one. Okay. So it's not Maleficent because that was in the base game. Um,
I
who
didn't actually know
is it
until
Block?
maybe like this came out that this was a Disney movie.
Is it Black Cauldron?
Yes, it is.
So that one's in the villainous expansion. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. All right, last question, and I promise I'll
I
let you
guess
go.
that one is scarier, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, that's dark, I
Hmm.
guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Mickey Mouse's first words.
I don't know. I don't know the Mickey stuff.
All right, I'll
So,
give you multiple choice then.
uh-huh.
Happy birthday, hot dog, oh boy, or Ha
Is haha a word? Does that count? I
Yeah,
can see
yes.
oh boy being it.
Hmm.
I can see either oh I feel like oh boy or hot dog sounds like something he'd say. But yeah, I'll just say oh boy, I guess.
Hot
It
dog, hot
it was
dog,
hot
hot
dog?
diggity
Okay.
dog. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah,
Oh, hope
totally
you
made that up
realized.
on the fly as well. So, yes, that is a word at some point. All right, folks, we are going to wrap things up here. Thanks to everyone who played along with that, kind of trivia game there, and for joining us and for saying hi to Ambie and asking questions. Ambie, thank you so much for taking out another evening out of your life to talk to me of all people. And folks, if you're enjoying this angle here, this content, this designer debut, let me know in the comments. And if you are a rookie designer or creator of something that you just did for the first time, let me know because I'd love to chat with you. Even if it's not about board games, come on over, tell us how your adventure went. Ambie, anything else you want to add, plug, mention before we sign off here? Where can people find information on Board Game Day if they didn't pledge the Kickstarter?
So you could go to my website, ambievaldez.com/boardgameday, and I will update that with information as it comes out. I'm gonna have a pledge manager on GameFound at some point, but it probably won't be open very long because I'm hoping to like print soon and then
Sure.
yeah, so I don't know how many copies will be there. And then I'm gonna have some available at the Board and Geek store. So like I'll have all those links on my website as they come out. And we have a Facebook group linked there too that I'll post updates to. So yeah, if you want to like follow it more closely, you can join the Facebook group.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll post links to all that stuff too,
Mhm.
and hopefully someday I can get you to autograph my copy of Board Game Day.
I need to make an autograph.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta start practicing.
Yeah.
Do something very simple, just like a
Yeah, I
couple
know.
letters and a little line or something like
Yeah.
that. All right, folks, that's gonna do it for us tonight. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Oh, tomorrow night, I'm live over on
Oh,
Tabletop Express with Ryan Espen and Chris Barrows. We're
oh.
going to be live streaming Rear Window, the Alfred Hitchcock inspired game. So check that out.
Mm,
All right, folks.
cool.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.